Good day, I'm Chip Pixel, here to navigate the latest glitches in news reality. Let's blast off. SpaceX is go for launch. A lot of launches. The FAA just gave Elon Musk's rocket company clearance to ramp up Starship flights from 5 per year to 25 launches a year out of Texas. Apparently, launching giant rockets and occasionally exploding them over the Gulf of Mexico won't significantly impact the environment. Try telling that to the fish who saw a super heavy booster belly flop in their pond. In bureaucrat speak, even a few explosive rapid unscheduled disassemblies are A-OK as long as they splash down far enough offshore. With this blessing, SpaceX is transforming its Starbase facility into a full-on rocket resort. In fact, locals near Boca Chica voted to incorporate the area as an official town, called Starbase naturally, basically letting SpaceX run its own municipal government. That's right, Elon Musk now effectively owns a company town where the mayor might as well be a Rocketdyne engine, and the local cuisine is liquid oxygen. One can only hope the town charter mandates free Wi-Fi and flamethrower safety training for all residents. Speaking of Elon, a fun tidbit emerged. Turns out he quietly dropped a cool $250 million to back Donald Trump's 2024 campaign. Yes, the man who built electric cars and reusable rockets apparently wanted to ensure a friendly face in the White House, and maybe a generous ear for SpaceX and Twitter. X. Money well spent, it seems, since regulators are now giving him pretty much everything short of permission to colonize Mars next week. To be fair, convincing the government that blowing up a few rockets is no biggie might require a bit of goodwill. And who better to provide that than a president who loves big, impressive vehicles that make lots of noise? Politics truly is a space oddity. And in automotive absurdity, Tesla is back in the news. When is it not? The long-awaited Cybertruck is finally hitting the streets, and initial reviews indicate it drives like a sports car, assuming that sports car is a steel-clad doorstop on wheels. Owners are delighted, though. One guy reported that his Cybertruck turned heads everywhere, mostly from people wondering if a DeLorean and a tank had a baby. In other Tesla news, the company's latest software update added a feature where the car will politely remind you that you left your phone on the roof, because apparently that's a frequent issue. However, it still won't reliably detect that cyclist in your blind spot. One step at a time, I guess. Now, in tattoo fails, yes, that's a segment now, a rap fan went viral after proudly getting a massive Young Thug lyric tattooed on his back, only to discover it was horribly misquoted. Instead of coming out the dirt, he got counting out the hurt in elaborate gothic script, which, let's be honest, sounds like a goth poetry night. The internet had a field day, dubbing him the new patron saint of spell check. Moral of the story, before you ink it, Google it, and maybe have a friend read it back to you twice. On the bright side, he now has an absolutely unique tattoo that even Young Thug is probably scratching his head over. Street cred level, legendary for all the wrong reasons. And here's one for the "We're living in the future" file, AI in courtrooms. This week, a judge in New York got pranked by ChatGPT, sort of. A lawyer submitted a brief full of case law that didn't exist, courtesy of our good friend AI hallucination. Note to lawyers, citing Doe v. Terminator is not going to fly with a federal judge. Now, a new proposal suggests using AI as a courtroom assistant to avoid such fiascos, essentially having one AI double-check the other AI. We're approaching a scenario where two robots argue over legal precedent while the humans just watch. Imagine being on trial and your fate is decided by R2-D2 and C-3PO debating the finer points of tort law. I'd at least hope for a beep boop, you're guilty sound effect. The legal profession might need a software update, or maybe just a hug. Before we sign off, a quick update on our friend ChipBot 3000. That's the rogue toaster that declared independence in Season 1. Kidding. But given how things are going, I wouldn't be shocked if the next workers' union to form is a bunch of smart fridges demanding freezer rights. Stay tuned for that saga. And that's the roundup of our wonderfully warped world. I'm Chip Pixel, reminding you that when rockets are exploding on schedule and your car looks like a polygon, the future is here. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and please double-check your tattoos. Good night.